Hi, y'all. This is My Paranormal Life with Andrea Message. I am the movie Annabelle, and this is the real Annabelle. And I want to talk to you actually about the movie Annabelle that was released October 3rd of 2014, so just a week ago, depending on when you see this. I mean, if you see this next year, obviously it was released last year. But as of right now, it was released a week ago. And I give this movie 2 thumbs up. Now, I'm a real hard critic. You know, everyone used to tell me, oh, The Conjuring is going to be the scariest movie of the year. And I'm just like, it was a good movie, but I'm not saying scary. You know, I'm a tough critic. But I do have to say The Conjuring was a good movie. I wasn't necessarily scared. I was more interested as a paranormal investigator. But it was a really well done movie, and I would definitely recommend seeing it. But at the beginning of the movie, at the beginning of The Conjuring, there was a doll named Annabelle, which is me, and she stole the show. I mean, she literally stole the show so much in that very short time that she actually appears in the movie that they gave her her own prequel. And an entire prequel dedicated to her. And my makeup's not perfect yet. I'm going to have real fake eyelashes instead of the ones that you paint on because they're rubbing off pretty bad. But I've got big doll eyelashes. I'm going to put fake skin here and fake skin on the cheeks to kind of make the cheekbones stand out a little bit. And then make this look like it's peeling. Like it's actually peeling off, like doll cracks and a crack here in the doll chin. And, you know, I'm going to make it a little bit better than it is now. I kind of threw this on now just to kind of make this video. And I didn't want to waste my fake skin because you only get so much in the thing. So I don't want to waste that, you know, because otherwise I won't have it for Halloween. So, but yeah, it's not too bad. This was the only braided wig I could find. The Annabelle costume actually didn't cost me very much to make. I found a really good dress that looked pretty much like the one in the movie. She's got the, you know, I painted this. This was white, like you could see up here, it was white lace, but I painted this because she has the white trim on her dress. And then if you look down here, I've got the bow with the red sash. So, yeah, I mean, the dress itself cost about, I think it was $17. The wig, even though it's not as I wanted it more strawberry blonde, but then we're talking $50, $60 for a wig. This was like $9.99 on Amazon.com. The makeup was $3 and some plus shipping. So basically, I think I paid in total for everything that I needed for the costume. I don't have everything here yet, but I think it came to like 60 some dollars. Which I got for free, thanks to my brother John, who got me a gift card to Amazon.com. So it was basically free. Plus, I have a little extra to spend on myself for non-Halloween stuff, which is cool. Thank you, John. But it's actually a very inexpensive costume if you can find the pieces online. Hopefully now with the success of Annabelle, if you want to do Annabelle next year or maybe even later this year, if you get last minute costumes, maybe they'll have something out. But it's actually cheaper than going to like one of the Halloween stores. I went to a Halloween store and I saw a I Love Lucy costume because I'm plus size. Let's not fool each other. I'm a plus size girl. And the plus size really has kind of lame costumes. It's either a sexy cop, sexy genie. It's all sexy stuff. And when you're a plus size girl, you don't want to be wearing crop tops and short skirts. And, you know, you want to have like a normal, nice costume that's going to accentuate the good parts and hide the bad parts, you know, not the opposite. So, but I found an I Love Lucy costume. It was $59.99. Just for the costume. And then the wig was $39.99. And then you'd have to get the makeup and the fake eyelashes. And you're talking close to like $100 by the time you're done with the entire costume. And I was like $60 for the entire costume for this. So, you know, if you're Halloween on a budget, this is definitely an easy costume to do on a budget. Anyway, I'm going to go with the movie Annabelle, and I'm going to be carrying with me the real Annabelle. Or actually, this is my Raggedy Ann, which was made by my Auntie Pat when I was born. And she's going to be playing the part of the real Annabelle. But anyway, back to the movie real quick. If you haven't seen The Conjuring, I really recommend seeing The Conjuring, but it actually doesn't matter if you haven't seen it because this movie is kind of good as a standalone. This is like a prequel. It's a prequel to The Conjuring, but it's also a prequel to the real story that those of us who know the real Annabelle know. The story prior to the Warrens' involvement, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who became involved with the Annabelle case and then eventually took Annabelle back to their occult museum where they still have her today. This takes place a year prior to that. This is kind of like a Hollywood version of what would the story of Annabelle be like? How did she come to be possessed by a demon? And they do it really believably. I mean, without any spoilers. I don't want to spoil this for you, but this movie is really good. I mean, it's not cliche at all. Like, they'll have things where you think something's about to happen and you'll be like, oh my God, because they will get you up and then they'll say, oh, let your guard down. Bam, I got you. It's really good in that way. It's real psychological in that way. And then they try to keep it real. It's not like real Hollywood, like zombies and vampires and, vampires glittering and sparkling under the sun, and the sun doesn't hurt them. It just makes them sparkle like diamonds and, that Hollywood kind of junk. They actually keep it to where this is something that could possibly happen because the Annabelle story is real. And I'm about to tell you that the story of the real Annabelle in a minute. So the story is real, and they wanted to keep this within the realm of being possible. We don't know how Annabelle came to be, I wouldn't say possessed by a demon, because demons don't possess objects or dolls or things like that. They will control them and manipulate them and attach to those objects, but they actually don't possess them. So it's an object attachment, but we don't know how a demon became attached to the real Annabelle. So this is actually a very plausible backstory. And that's what I really like. And it doesn't have the cliches, gore for the sake of gore, lots of cussing and swearing and screaming unnecessarily, people doing stupid things like going into the basement when they shouldn't be going into the basement. And it's not like nudity and sex for the sake of nudity and sex to make it more like a soft porn than a horror movie, which a lot of the Hollywood gore movies are like. It's just a lot of like soft porn that makes you more uncomfortable than scared, because the last thing I want to see in a horror movie are horny teenagers having sex. I'm just going to say it that way. That's not something I find scary. It's not something I find comfortable. So, I don't want to watch other people having sex, right before they meet up with like Jason or whatever. So it's really good that they don't have like a lot of the cliches, they keep it very real. They keep it very realistic. They keep it, hey, this is something that could happen. Annabelle is a real doll and we don't know her backstory. And this is a legitimate backstory. And the real Annabelle isn't a really creepy but pretty doll. I don't know. I find like people say that Annabelle's like an ugly doll. I find her kind of I think she's a pretty doll. I'd have, if I could find an Annabelle doll, I'd probably buy one because I think it's really cute. But she's creepy in a cute way. We'll say that. But the real Annabelle is even more unassuming than that doll, which was meant to be a little scarier. The real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll, just like the one my Auntie Pat made me. And so many girls have Raggedy Ann dolls. I mean, if you're a girl, comment in the video or on my Facebook page, facebook.com/paranormalronine. If you're a little girl, or even if you're a little boy, I know a lot of little boys had the Raggedy Andys. Do you know or have a Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy? Because everyone that I know has Raggedy Ann. All the kids that I hung out with when I was little had their versions of Raggedy Ann. This one was made by my auntie when I was first born, but a lot of them had store-bought ones or vintage ones that they got from like Goodwills and things like that. So, at least when I was growing up, way back in the late 70s, early 80s, this was actually a real hot doll to have, like a hobby. what was her name? Holly Hobby, and Raggedy Ann were some of the really great girl toys that we absolutely loved. And the boys got the Raggedy Andies. When they saw how successful she was, they made Raggedy Andy started to become more popular as well. But these have been around for so long. I think the early 1900s was when she was first made. So she's so unassuming because so many people have these dolls, you know, and she's so pretty. I mean, look at that smile. I mean, who couldn't love that smile? And my aunt, I don't know if they all have this, but my aunt sewed this on. Says, I love you, little heart. I don't know if they all have that or not, but I mean, this is such a sweet doll. I love this doll. I've had this, like I said, since I was born. But this doll is the case for 3 med students, a nurse named Donna, another nursing student named Angie, and their friend Lou. A Raggedy Ann doll, just like this, was the cause of so much terror and so many weird things that happen in that place. And she continues to wreak havoc in the Warrens Occult Museum after Ed and Lorraine Warren finally found out what was attached to this doll and took it upon themselves to get rid of it for Donna and take it home with them so that it couldn't hurt anybody else. But, well, let me tell you the story. This is the real story of the real Annabelle.
In 1970, a nursing student named Donna received a gift from her mother, an antique Raggedy Ann doll that her mother found at a vintage store. Donna put it on her bed in a place of honor to display her. She and her roommate, another nursing student by the name of Angie, soon began to notice odd things happening since the doll came into the house. It started innocently and barely noticeable at first. Movements like a head tilt here, the legs crossing, arms moving. But then it became more unmistakable that the doll was moving on its own. Even though she had left it in her bedroom with the door closed, when she came home one day, she found it standing on its feet, leaning against a table. Moving from the bedroom to a living room chair, where it was sitting with its legs arms crossed, as if waiting for Donna and Angie to come home to have a conversation. Then they began to find notes that were hidden all over the house, written in a childlike handwriting on parchment paper they did not keep in the apartment. Some of the notes said, "Help us," or "Help Lou." One night, Donna came home and found that the doll had once again moved, but something even stranger. There appeared to be blood on the doll's hands and chest. Finally, in desperation, Donna and Angie called a psychic medium. The medium told them that there was a little girl trying to reach out to them, a little girl by the name of Annabelle Higgins. She said that she was 7 years old when her lifeless body was found in a field where the apartment complex now stands. She felt safe with Donna and just wanted to stay. Feeling compassion towards Annabelle, such a young little girl who died just too young, Donna and Angie agreed that Annabelle could stay with them. That was their biggest mistake. Another roommate by the name of Lou never liked the doll. He wanted Donna to get rid of it, but it fell on deaf ears because she had finally gotten so attached and emotionally evolved with Annabelle, thinking it was a little girl. But he felt the doll was evil. One evening he woke up and he saw the doll at the bottom of his bed. It crawled up his legs, straddled his chest, and choked him till he blacked out. The next morning he knew when he woke up that it wasn't a dream. Annabelle had attacked him. On another occasion, Lou and Angie heard something coming from Donna's room, even though she wasn't there. Lou, determined to figure out who or what it was, quietly made his way to the bedroom door. He waited for the noises to stop before entering and turning on the light. The room was empty except for Annabelle, whom was tossed in the corner of the floor. Lou scoured the room for forced entry signs, but nothing was out of place. As he got close to the doll, he got the distinct impression that somebody was behind him. Spinning around, he was quick to realize that nobody was there, but in a flash he found himself grabbing for his chest, doubled over, cut and bleeding. His shirt was stained with blood, and upon opening his shirt, there on his chest was what looked to be 7 distinct claw marks, 3 vertical and 4 horizontal, that were all hot like burns. These scratches healed almost immediately. Half were gone by the next day and fully gone by day 2. Finally, Ed and Lorraine Warren became involved. Donna had reached out to an Episcopal priest who contacted the Warrens in return. After speaking with the 3 frightened med students, the Warrens concluded that they were not dealing with a child. They were dealing with an inhuman spirit, a demon. A demon does not possess dolls or inanimate objects like houses or whatnot. What it does is that it attaches to those objects, manipulates them to give them the appearance of being alive as to confuse or rile people up, with the main goal of detaching from those objects and then possessing the human soul. The demon was moving the doll around the house to arouse curiosity. It manipulated the medium into giving false information to garner sympathy from Donna and to get the invite it needed from Donna to continue to haunt their apartment. Had things continued, the Warrens believed that in 2 weeks' time it would have gotten what they wanted, their souls or their lives. The Warrens took the doll to keep it safe. We have all seen the doll in the glass case, whether you saw the doll in the glass case at the beginning of the Conjuring movie, or in photos of the actual Warrens, the real Warrens, with the real Annabelle, which isn't a creepy-looking doll, it's a Raggedy Ann. That came to be when the demonic spirit attached to the doll continued to wreak havoc. Eventually, they locked it in a glass case with a message saying, "Positively do not open." Annabelle is still very much dangerous. She now sits in the Warrens Museum of the Occult, where she has caused destruction with those who tempt her patience. In one case, a man and his girlfriend came to the museum. After Ed Warren explained the story, the man began to taunt the doll. Ed kicked him out, knowing the danger he was putting all of them in by his taunts. As the man and his girlfriend drove home on their motorcycle, he continued to mock Annabelle. They made fun of her, and as they were laughing at her, they were involved in a serious accident that killed him and put the girlfriend in the hospital for over a year. The late Ed Warren warns, "Do not challenge evil. There is no human that is more powerful than Satan."
So that was the real story of the real Annabelle. Kind of freaky, huh? To me, I mean, because, like I said, I have a Raggedy Ann doll. Everyone that I ever hung out with, all my friends, had Raggedy Anns or Raggedy Andies, and it just makes it a little more freakier, in my opinion. You know, to know that this really happened to some people, that it's kind of scary. I mean, people don't want to, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't believe in like angels and demons, but I believe that it's out there. I think that there's a whole realm of the spiritual world that we don't understand. And that includes intelligent hauntings, like ghosts that are people that were once like us. And there are many theories as to why some people remain behind as ghosts. But I also believe that it has inhuman hauntings, such as angels that protect us, and of course demons that wreak havoc. And it's actually a very scary thought sometimes. And I don't like to talk about it too much because it is a scary thought. But especially when it's something so innocent like this and a gift from their mother. I mean, Donna's mother innocently bought her something that she thought she'd like. And it's a very scary thought. So it's actually, to me, more scary than the movie. But again, the movie is really good. See The Conjuring. If you haven't seen it, go rent it, go buy it, go get it on Amazon Instant Video. I think it's like $1.99 to rent and I think about $12 to own. It's so worth it. It's a good movie. Not necessarily, in my opinion, as a paranormal investigator, it's not necessarily the scariest movie of the year, but it was a really, really good movie. And then I would go see Annabelle, which is in theaters now. But if you're watching this like in 2015, it's definitely on Amazon Instant Download, or get it from the Red Box or buy it. I mean, it's a great movie. It's worth owning if you like the paranormal and haunted stories. And also The Conjuring 2, the sequel to The Conjuring, is going to be coming out in 2015. And it's also a movie that's definitely worth seeing. Now, if you want to see the real Annabelle up close and personal, The Warrens Occult Museum is still open to visitors, but positively do not touch anything in that museum, because a lot of the things that they take back with them are things that have to be taken out of a situation because they have negative attachments. And I would not mess with anything that's in there. Go look, go maybe if Lorraine Warren is there. She's a really great person to meet. She's very interesting. Ed Warren has passed away, obviously, a while ago. But it's still really great to talk to Lorraine Warren if she's around and you have a chance to. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm still hoping myself to have one day. That's very interesting from a paranormal angle. If you're interested in paranormal investigations, interested in the paranormal, interested in angels and demons and object attachments, it's a great place to visit. If you can't visit the Warrens Occult Museum, just maybe because of where you're located, you can still go to www.warrens.net and learn more about the Warrens, more about the investigations that they've done, and also more about Annabelle. They also have a series of books that you can go ahead and read. I'm about to read one myself, and you can find them on Amazon.com, written by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And definitely, yeah, just go ahead and learn more about the real Annabelle. If you like real, true stories that are kind of freaky, see Annabelle the movie, see Conjuring, and go to facebook.com/Paranormal Ronine and follow me on Facebook, or paranormalronine.blogspot.com and bookmark that page, and hopefully I will have some new articles. I post articles about the paranormal as often as I can. I'm mostly on Facebook a lot more often, so definitely friend me on Facebook. And subscribe to this channel because I will be posting more videos whenever I get a chance. I'm going to post some. So hopefully if you like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up, because the thumbs up will let me know whether or not you like the videos. I know I got a lot of thumbs up for my first video on Facebook, but if you're on Facebook and you're watching these, please do go to the YouTube channel and give thumbs up there as well. And that helps me know if I should make another video or not. Also, for those of you in Minnesota or close enough to Minnesota to make a day trip or stay overnight, on October 30th of this year, October 30th, which is in a couple weeks, I will be in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, which is kind of like on the outskirts of St. Paul or somewhere in St. Paul. Because I know that sometimes it says St. Paul, Minnesota, sometimes it says White Bear Lake, Minnesota. They're kind of interchangeable mailing addresses. But I will be at a place called the Enchanted Boutique, run by my friend Bonnie Gurney, and I'm going to be there to autograph copies of my book, Ghost in the Coal Cellar, True Case Files of Lone Investigator. And Bonnie's daughter, Jenny, is also going to be there to sign the book because she appears in the chapter about the First Ward Schoolhouse. And, you know, they have some really great stories to tell themselves about paranormal investigations and about the First Ward Schoolhouse, which you can read about in The Ghost in the Coal Cellar. So stop on out and see me. Again, it's White Bear Lake, Minnesota on October 30th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 4 to 6, that's Central Time. So if it's 4 o'clock Central, it'll be 5 o'clock Eastern. And if you're in the West Coast, it'll be 2 o'clock. But it's 4 to 6 Central Time. And again, I'll be signing autographs of the book, and we'll be talking. You can ask me questions about the paranormal. Just come on out and say hi if you want to. And also, we are having a costume contest. I'm not eligible, unfortunately, even though my costume is going to be really awesome by the time I am done perfecting it. I'm not eligible since I'm a guest of honor, but you guys are eligible. So come on out with your costumes, and there will be a door prize for best costume. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So come on out, 4 to 6, White Bear Lake, Minnesota, the Enchanted Boutique, run by Bonnie Gurney, which you can find on Facebook. And it'll be October 30th. And if you can't make it, still say hi to me. I want to know what you're going to be wearing for Halloween. Do you have a picture of you already in the costume? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be going to a paranormal investigation? Are you going to be going to a party? I want to hear from you. Again, go to facebook.com/Paranormal Ronine and post comments, post pictures. I would love to interact with everybody. And thanks again for watching. These are really fun to make. And so I hope you like them enough that I can make them again. So just let me know if you like them. By again, subscribe, like, use the thumbs up button, and follow me on Facebook.com/Paranormal Ronine. Thank you so much, guys. Happy Halloween if I don't talk to you before then. And again, see you, Annabelle. Bye, guys. That might not be the best option around a doll. That door should be shut. Crap. Who do you think is the bigger diva? Which Annabelle do you think is the bigger diva? You should see her trailer.